right? We actually have a question from one of our community members,
Is
which
it
is
Steve?
very, it's Steve.
Steve,
Yeah.
we
Of course
love
it's
you.
Steve.
#1 fan.
Dark Magical Man 2987.
Let's fucking
So
go.
let's fucking go. So this question, it really it got me thinking. So if it's too heavy for you, you can take a pass. Um, but his
Oh,
question is there any game that made you really reevaluate your own morals?
oh shit. That is a good question.
So I've been racking my brain on this, and there
Ooh.
nothing that's really made me reevaluate. But there is some things in games that I hate around like moral stuff. So like I'm gonna be super hypocritical here because I fucking love animals so much, right? I think I like animals more than I like people. I'm not a vegetarian. I still eat meat. So take that as you will. But I I really hate it when a game makes me go out and kill an animal. Like I'm that's something that I'm whenever it happens, I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, do I really have to do this? So like, I'm okay if an animal attacks me. So like Red Dead Redemption, for instance, you're running through the thing and a bear comes out and it attacks you and you have to kill it to survive. But then say things like, I can't even think of anything off the top of my head. Like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, where you have to go out and kill hundreds of animals to make like a bag, or or a mission. It's like, hey, go out and kill 25 wolves. That'll impress me. And it's like, why?
Why
Why?
do you want?
Why am I doing this? I don't want to. I don't want to do this.
You
So that's a real like moral thing that really like frustrates me about that kind of stuff. It's like yeah, when you're forced to go and kill animals for no purpose.
Yeah, you would definitely hate that scene from The Last of Us Part 2 that I was telling you about last week. That was
Yeah,
I mean
yeah,
that was rough for me cuz I was like cuz in the moment you're like, "Oh shit, like I'm about to get eaten alive by this dog." And then second part of the game you're like, "I love this dog. I don't
I
want to
love
kill
this
it.
dog.
I don't want to kill it."
Yeah,
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 you would definitely hate that.
yeah, definitely.
Russell, do you have one cooked and ready to go?
Reevaluate my morals. God, I don't know. Grand Theft Auto. No, I'm kidding.
You're sitting there mowing down all the people on the sidewalk, wondering, I wonder if this is morally okay. Will I go to heaven? Is there a heaven?
Yeah.
Oh no, I was thinking of. I was actually thinking of the hooker stuff. Like you pull into the alley. You do
What's
your thing,
morally
and you're like,
wrong
well,
about
that sucked.
hookers? I don't
And then
understand.
you get out of the car and you beat the crap out of her and take your money back. That was a joke. Calm down, people.
It's
I've played
satire.
plenty of. Yeah, I've played plenty of horror games that have like made me contemplate my own existence.
Horror games?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ha ha. But as far as morals, God, this sucks because in like a day or two I'm gonna think of something.
That's kind of
Yeah,
what I'm
absolutely.
thinking.
Well,
So, oh, sorry, go ahead, Fraser.
I was gonna say, why don't? Oh, yeah.
Oh,
You
no,
go. You go. Russell.
yeah, we're talking over. In the future, if we have a question like this,
Yeah.
maybe give it to us a day or two ahead of time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I was just thinking that. I was thinking like, why don't we sit on it? We'll carry on with the show, and then when you think of something,
Well,
we could just We could just slot
I
it
can
in.
give you one thing, but I have a feeling that I'm going to be the same way as Russell. Like, this is going to be something that, like, marinates with me throughout the week, and I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, I totally forgot about that. But the one that comes to mind, and I feel like it's a lame answer, but, like, the clear one, but Last of Us, the first game. Not the second game, but the first game, and Joel's decision.
Yeah.
Joel's decision to save Ellie, and it's one of those things where I feel like that's not a controversial one. I feel like it's very common for a lot of people to talk about that decision and whose side are you on? Is Joel the villain? Is Joel the good guy? And it's one of those things where there was one day where I was just randomly thinking about. I think it was whenever me and Megan were watching. Megan's my wife. When we were watching through the show, I was like reevaluating how I felt about what happened in the show, especially when you're introducing it to somebody you care about, and they have all these thoughts and opinions on it, and then you're just like, well, I played this game way like a decade ago. You'd think I'd have a better answer than I don't know how I feel about it. So, I remember driving around. I've also got we were talking about ADHD before we started. I've also got ADHD, so whenever I'm driving my semi, I can get hyper fixated on topics, and I remember distinctly one day being very hyper fixated on this exact topic of The Last of Us and what I would do, because I have a daughter, and there's just nothing I wouldn't do for her. And I just kind of had this moment of like, I'm not going to judge Joel. Like, I don't know what I would do in that situation if I went through losing my daughter and then... Okay. Megan's over here on the side being like, she wasn't she wasn't his daughter. It's not the same. Do you have opinions you want to come in and share? Are you sure? You're more than welcome.
Oh, that's good.
Wait,
that's really
special
good.
guest star.
Yeah, she might come over here. Just all right. Think about it for a second, then come back over here. But my thought is just, I don't think I would want to go through that again. Like, if I had to go through losing my daughter, I don't think I could afford going through it again. And also, there's nothing I wouldn't do for my daughter. So I'm not going to judge so harshly. I wouldn't sit here and for sure say that, oh yeah, I would let the whole world burn for one person. It's easier to say that out of context, but really given the situation, it's like, I don't know, what would you do in reality? But okay, you know what you're gonna say. Okay, here, you want to sit down, or do you want to just come over to the mic?
No, I can just say it.
All right, this is Megan, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, guess. Hi, Megan.
Do you want to be able to hear him? I'll trade you.
No.
Does she need to hear me swear?
I can hear you.
Morning, Megan.
Hi, how
Lovely
are you
to
guys?
meet you.
Nice to meet
Good.
you too. Your
This is
headset
exciting.
messed up.
We love
Interesting.
we love special guests.
Huh?
You can adjust it this way.
Okay. No, I see what Nathan's saying. Like, I agree in the sense that I don't know what I would do, but I think it was just so brutal the way he went about it. And I also think it's super unfair to Ellie to not tell her or leave that choice up to her. So that just bothered me, because I'm like, wow, that was like extreme. Just everybody was slaughtered. And and I get it, like his trauma and all that, but I was just like, I think in the end, if I was Ellie, I would be really upset that my choice was taken and a ton of people were murdered, like, on my behalf or whatever. So.
Right. Yeah, because she didn't get a choice.
No, she
and
didn't.
then he hid it from her.
And she would have chose to save everybody. She would have.
Yes. Yeah,
So.
well, because she went with them, didn't she? She went with them willingly at the start.
Yeah, exactly.
And kind of knowing that what was going to happen. And then when Joel found out, he made the decision for her.
I know. So, but I was also sad for him, but yeah. So, it is controversial. So, I'll give Nathan back.
No.
Nice to meet you guys.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Nice to meet you too. Thank you for your input.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm going to go ahead
You're going to go ahead and what?
press the button.
Oh, yeah, go ahead. So she's making some
I
coffee.
think you've been replaced, Nathan.
Yeah.
They said I'm being replaced now. Did you guys see the a little bit off topic, but did you see that reel I made? I haven't even shown Megan it yet, but I made a reel for YouTube Shorts of Marshall hopping in the chair, the whole Benjamin Button moment.
I haven't seen it actually. Not
It
yet.
turned out pretty well. Go check it out.
Okay.
But it is pretty funny. He does look a lot like me.
Good,
Like if
good.
you look at baby pictures of me versus him, like we're identical. But yeah, anyways, so
Amazing.
that's all of our thoughts and feelings on Last of Us. But I feel like there's definitely some other games that I'll think of. I would love to revisit this because that is such a good
Yeah.
question.
Yeah. I was thinking about sending it to you guys, but then I also thought like it'd be cool to just first in, first serve. Go.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
have an answer. But yeah, it's a pretty heavy question to think up an answer on the spot.
Ooh. Yeah, it
Um,
is heavy. I mean, again, you
yeah.
get to hear my reaction of like, oh shoot, that's that's a crazy question.
It's a fantastic question.
You
If
know
anyone
what?
else has,
I
you got one?
I have an answer.
Ooh.
The problem is it's really similar to The Last of Us.
Oh,
In
yeah?
a lot of ways. Have y'all played the original Life is Strange?
No,
No, I
I've
haven't.
played a little bit of it. Life is Strange is one of those games when me and Megan first started dating. I was like, here, you might like this game, and me and her both like played maybe 2 hours of it, and we couldn't get into it.
Right.
So, fuck, I'll be spoiling it for you then.
It's okay.
No, that's fine.
I'm
I
fine.
won't. Yeah.
If I play any Life is Strange, it's probably gonna be that True
The
Colors.
new one?
Yeah.
Oh, no, True Colors is the last one that came out.
Yeah.
The new one is
Double exposure, is it?
And
Yeah, I think so.
and it's like an
like that.
extenuation or like a continuation, I mean, of that same first game, right?
Yeah, it's got Max in it, and I think Chloe too, if I remember right.
Okay.
So all throughout Life is Strange, there's a bunch of like things that'll make you question your own morals in it. You literally have to talk someone out of killing themselves in one of the ends of the chapters. But you've got this best friend Chloe, and you're basically trying to dig her out of all these fucking holes she's dug herself in. And at the end of the game, it's a little hard to explain without playing it, but you basically have to pick between her and an entire town of people.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like Life is Strange. Kind of like The Last of Us. You're literally picking between one person who, not your replacement daughter, but literally your best friend, and an entire town of people.
Right. Yeah. That's
I mean,
heavy too.
I'll be the asshole here. I've always been a self preservation person. I would probably pick my best friend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think I would too.
Yeah, it's not a easy question to ask, and it's crazy how it seems like questions themed around this tend to be so popular, especially when you think about Attack on Titan. Have you guys seen Attack on Titan?
No.
Okay, then I won't spoil it because it's probably one of the...
I'm not. There's so much of it. I'm not gonna get a chance to watch it.
Attack on Titan isn't huge. It's
Isn't it?
No, it's not. It's been going on for a really, really, really long time. Like it started in like 2013, I believe. But there's 5 seasons. It's short. Relatively short, especially if you're talking about versus other anime. But I think there's like 20-ish episodes per season, and they're all like 15, 20 minutes long. So I started it. I don't watch anime. I should preface this with I don't watch anime. It is the first anime I watched, and I want to start some other anime because I loved Attack on Titan so much. It is quite possibly one of the best stories and entertainment ever. I'm not...
Oh wow.
Like, I mean...
Yep.
I have thought about this a lot, and it's really high up there, and that's saying a lot coming from somebody who isn't a big fan of anime. I don't watch it, and I come in and watch this show, and I'm like, wow, this might be the best thing ever. I've never experienced anything like it, and it definitely has you asking those exact kinds of questions at the end of it. So I'm not going to spoil it, but it is that thing of, do you want to watch the world burn and keep your friends, or you want to are you willing to sacrifice your friends, your loved ones, to save all these people you don't care about? And it's a haunting question that always makes you reevaluate morals, which is why it kind of somewhat feels like a cheap answer, because it's like, oh man, yeah, that's the easy like grab answer. But Steve, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be thinking about this all week, and I'm looking forward to seeing your answer to this question, because I would say if you asked it, you've been thinking about it yourself. So I'm looking forward to seeing yours and anybody else's answers in the comment below. I'm definitely going to clip this out as a mini-sode.
One that just jumped at me, and it was a Gamer Social Club game that we did, Banishers. That some of the decisions that you have to make in that are so hard.
Yeah.
I was going for a particular ending, so I just kind of chose the kill all the way through.
Fuck all y'all. I want my wife.
I don't care. I don't care. You deserve it. But some of those people didn't deserve it. And some of those stories did make you think like, shit, like, yes, he did do the wrong thing, but he did it for the right reason. And how do I make this decision? I guess like even things like Mass Effect. Some of the decisions that you make in Mass Effect like are pretty daunting.
Yeah, fuck you. Oh my gosh, it's just
like,
oh my gosh, I do this every week. I swear, I've got all this Mass Effect shit right above my head. I wonder what's a good game about making big moral decisions. Yeah, that's a good answer. That's a really good answer. Shit, I mean, how many times do you got to pause that game to think about, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do?
Yeah. Do you do that? Will you?
Yes.
Or do you just make the decision like on the spot?
All
like,
the time.
Shit, I gotta make the decision. Right. Yeah, see, I'm the opposite.
I do it on the fly. Of doing that. I'm almost incapable of doing that. I'm very listen. You go with me to McDonald's. I'm gonna be standing there, being like, "Hey, you go ahead in front of me. You go ahead in front of me," because I can't make up my freaking mind. I'm so bad at decisions.
Oh my God.
Isn't that right, Megan?
Yeah. Just give me 6 chicken nuggets and I'm happy.
Yeah, she give me the stank eye. She's like, she's so done. She's so over it. My whole family's the same way.
We don't go to McDonald's. We don't go to McDonald's anymore because of you.
Yeah, now she just picks for everybody. She went and visited my parents not too long ago, and my mom was like, "Where do you guys want to go?" And Megan was like, "We're going to Cheddar's." She was like, "That's where we're going." She just already knew that where this discussion was going with my parents, and she's like, "I already know your family." She's like, "I got this. I'll make the decision."
I don't have time for this bullshit. We're going to Cheddar's. I love it. I love it.